Okay, I never thought I'd be making a video like this, but the market's kind of gone crazy, I'll be honest. And it just makes more financial sense for me to offload these at the moment. But I have spent the past 5, 6 years working on what I think is one of the world's best Eevee collections. Um, and right now I literally have every single English Eevee. So I went through everything. The first edition, non-first edition, I mean, reverse foils, everything from, and this is in order of when they were released. I went so much as into getting every single serial number that is available for each of these cards too. So you got the World Championships. A couple of these are really pricey, like the Skyridge Reverse. And these marks, a lot of these marks are on the binder, not on the cards. So most of these are near mint. The only exceptions are going to be like things like this one, which these are near impossible to find in perfect condition. You breathe on them, they scratch. But as you can see, some of them are really, really good. I've spent quite a bit of time procuring this collection. This is a staff promo from a regional championship. I mean, it's literally everything. This one is always a big pricey one for Eevees, and that's in great condition. Also, this one is really tough to find. This is the McDonald's. I believe it was 2015. That one I've only seen a couple copies, even on eBay in the past couple of years. So I've got everything. Cracked ice. Let's see. Obviously the team ups, those are really hot right now. Got the shiny, the ugly Eevees, always a fan favorite. The futsal promo, which I don't know which country, but it was only available in Europe for a bit. You've got this one, which is, I believe, Vivid Voltage, but this was a Costco exclusive, so it's got both the Cosmo foil and the reverse holo on it, which I don't think they announced that was an exclusive, but people figured it out. I could be wrong on that. I know it's a Costco exclusive. But yeah, everything. The Pokemon Together, the Pokemon Center stamp promo, and then this is all the new stuff too. So even the holiday calendar that just came out, SRs from Prismatic Evolutions. So yeah, that's Eevee. I went a little bit way farther into this, to be honest, and I started getting all the different languages too. So you have Dutch, French, German, Italian, Portuguese, and Spanish. I'm just missing the Portuguese first edition, which if anybody ever sees one, let me know. All the Team Rockets, that's all of them in different languages. And this one, somebody pointed out to me that there was a Dutch version that there doesn't have a shadow on the E on the back. So I ended up getting that. This isn't English, Belgium print run, I believe it was, but it's still in English. So I ended up getting that too. And I started getting the Japanese master set. I started with that. There's a lot missing. Whenever you see an empty slot, it's because I left it open because that's a card that I need. But yeah, there's tons of these. And this one's huge, obviously. This one is not near mint. I got it for a really good price. It has a little bit of whitening, and it's at the top. Yeah, you can see it right there. So it has a little bit of whitening, but I mean, still, all in all, it's a perfect binder card. It's very clean, and I knew it was authentic and not a fake. So I ended up getting it, and I got it for a great price. So I'll put that back. That one, spoiler right now, I believe I'm going to keep most of the Eevees. The Eeveelutions, I started doing the same thing with. I want to get rid of those. So I'm about halfway to getting all of the Eeveelutions. But yeah, these are all the Japanese. There's some really crazy promos in here. I believe it was this one right here that you had to get from from like an elementary school program, where in Japan, where they taught people how to play the game and you had to win, and winners got like one of 15 cards or something. Anyways, really crazy stuff. So that's the Japanese, and then let me see what I have in the back here. I think I just got some random ones. Oh, I have the Chinese. So this is from that Gem Pack Volume 2. I love this full art. And then some random different languages throughout the set. So, I mean, we have Thai, Indonesian, Chinese, Italian, everything. I'm missing a lot. And there's a master list on Reddit that somebody came up with. I think it's got like 1,000 cards or something. But this is what I've got. I've got a lot of extras of all of those cards too. I'm sorry, dirty table. But anyways, I keep them very, very nice. They're all the expensive ones for the most part are all double sleeved. Use dragon shields, and I stick them in a Voltex binder and hide them away. So this is the start of what I want to start looking at and getting rid of. And I guess I'll start with the big banger so that you guys know that there's actually some serious value in this. But this starts with Umbreon. So I'll kind of show conditions. This one is not double sleeved, so I'll be very careful with it. But this is the, I mean, these are all in really, really top-notch condition. So, I mean, I'd say that's about as close to near mint as you can get. I mean, it's not a PSA 10, but I think it's PSA 7 counts as near mint. So I'd definitely say that's near mint. Near mint, this is the real banger. I think this is the most expensive Umbreon I have. This is double sleeved, but I mean, it's in absolutely top-notch condition. Those lines are from the sleeve. They're not on the card. But if you look at the back, a little bit on the corners, but that's it. This one I've toyed with grading for a very long time. I know that I'd get a lot more money from it grading. Even if it came back as 7, that's a significant climb in value. That's the only one I've ever seen in person. I hunt for Eeveelutions, and I have for a long time. So it's the only one. I mean, we got the Sandstorm right here. This is where sometimes I get a little bit less than near mint. Sometimes it's I'll settle for a moderately played or whatever. This one is I think this one's pretty dang close. It's got a little spot at the top of dirt, but that can come off. Yeah, it's pretty close. Maybe high LP, low near mint. Even these little ones, I mean, they cost quite a bit, which is crazy. This is the reverse hollow. Let me see what I had on that. That one actually is in really good shape. I was thinking it was less. I think that's from Majestic Dawn. The Undaunted hollow. So I'm trying to do this in a place where I can see this. It's not the ideal setup for making a YouTube video, but that being said, I wanted to show like the condition on these. All of them, usually it's just a tad bit of whitening on like the corners, but it's crazy. I mean, I know this is an absolutely insane collection. It's taken a very long time to procure, and finding these cards alone is difficult, but then finding them in good condition. This one I'd say is more of an LP, maybe a little more. Let's see what the back is. Yeah, I'd say that's a fair LP. So it's from the Undaunted. I got 2 others in there. I think those are Dark Explorers. They're not much. These ones, so I'll just be straight with you guys. I cracked a lot of these from slabs because I wanted to present them all in a binder. This one I think is a 10. Everyone always says that. I cracked this from my own pack. It's either a 9 or a 10. But yeah, I remember opening up a Fates Collide ETB, and this was what I got out of it. So it's mint. I don't want to take it out because, but I can for the right buyer. Right? Let's see. This one I cracked out. This was a PSA. I believe it was a 9. Nothing that I cracked out was lower than an 8. So, but yeah, this isn't beautiful. That's jumped up a lot. Love that card. You have the Sun and Moon. This was an 8. This was a PSA 9. And these other ones are all near mint. We have the Lost Thunder Reverse Holo in really good shape. And then, obviously, you've got the Hidden Fates. This is absolutely near mint. The centering's not perfect, but I mean, it's as clean as can be. So I know that one was a big chase for a lot of Umbreon collectors. And then this one's kind of fun. I think it's gone down a little bit, but the play promos. So you had to win these from actual Pokemon events, and some of these go for ridiculous amounts. If you look at the Gengars, you can see that. So you just give it a little bit of time. They're a lot more rare than people think. But I think that one's like $40 right now. It's nothing insane. Missing a few more, but then I went crazy on these for the Obsidian Flames artwork. You got the Trick or Treat promo, which is like $1. It's nothing. This Obsidian Flames promo, I think, is 30, something around there. I don't remember where you got that from. I traded for that at a trade night. This one, the Eevee games always hold their value. The cheapest one on TCG is $130, and that's just because the Eevee games, I believe, is in New Zealand. So I have family in Australia, so that helped me out. Finally, you got the Master Ball promo, the sticker promo, and that's it for Umbreon. Moving on, I just did one for each of the Eeveelutions, and I'm going to make a little Excel sheet where I price things at. What I'm doing is I'm finding TCG and then looking at the condition that I base it on. So I'll list what condition I believe the card is in. Obviously, people can ask for pictures or whatever to make their own judgments. I feel like I'm pretty fair with it. That being said, I look for the lowest offer on TCG for that price. And then if it's a really rare card like the Aquapolis Holo, obviously there's not going to be any copies on TCG that are comparable. I'll look at eBay and see what the comparable offers for recently sold, and those are going to be harder to price, especially because I know mine's not graded, but you can look at graded copies to see what they sell for that are pretty similar in value. So those are a lot harder to find. They're a lot more exclusive, so I'm a little less lenient on those on pricing. But anyways, here's the Glaceons. This is one of the first Glaceons. I think this one had a few scratches. It's not terrible. Again, this is that era where you breathe on it, it scratches. So I think most of those are LP. Might have an moderately played here and there on there, but let's see. This is the staff promo. I know that one's in really good shape. Let's see, the black and white. I know these in really good condition are worth a lot, so I want to make sure. I haven't looked at this in a long time. It's better than most copies you'll see at shops. There's a little bit of silvering on the top, a little bit of whitening. Yeah, that's an LP. Maybe low near mint. There's a few little surface scratches. I know some people are really good at getting those out, but obviously it's not out, so I can't sell it at the higher condition until that does. Let's see. This Glaceon's awesome from Fates Collide. This one's near mint. These are all near mint. The Ultra Prism, I love that set. The Hidden Fates, near mint. Just for lack of time and keeping this short, I'm going to not take out every single card, but I'll start just taking out the big ones. The Evolving Skies, you have both the alt arts. This one was a PSA 9. I cracked it. So it's as minty as it gets, so to avoid any more scratching, I'll stop taking that out. This one's mint. Yeah, so a lot of these, like, I know there's a ton of potential. Just even if you got them, just grade them, flip them, whatever you want to do. I love this art. Glaceon's one of my favorites out of the Eeveelutions, but it never held the value, so I never really went as like Umbreon or the other big ones. So I never went as hard in trying to get these, but there's a lot. I mean, the Galarian Gallery. I don't have the Master Ball, but it's the new holiday promo. And Sylveon's next in this binder. Let's see, this was the first ever Sylveon. It's a Black Star promo. It's in good shape. So that's low near mint, high LP. I wanted to check this one out because this one's jumped like crazy. I know this was a pretty good copy. For what I got it for, definitely a good copy. Okay. Ah, the nick. So I don't know. There's a tiny nick, a little bit of whitening. I'd put this at probably high LP. The other Radiant Collection. I think this one was in really good shape, if I remember correctly. It's hard. Like I'm gonna try and be as honest as I can with these, but some of them I just have not seen in a very long time. And when you have so many, yeah, this is near mint. When you have so many, it's really tough to keep track of. Let's see, the Cosmic Eclipse Reverse. Oh yeah, this one was a recent purchase. This one definitely near mint. I'm not going to take it out, but I know that one's near mint. Guardians Rising. Let's see, then you get into Evolving Skies. I think these are like 20 bucks or something. They might be a little less. I'll be accurate with pricing, and obviously the pricing is going to be as of today, which is the end of September for 2025. So I'll kind of list a little bit of the pricing and what I find, and then it changes daily. So anyways, I loved this one. I know that one's probably $100, something around there. And the Dark Sylveon's gone crazy. You couldn't sell these at the shop close to me. They had like 20 of them in the dollar binder. But now I think it's like $10, $15. I could be wrong. They're all jumping. Stamp promo. I don't have the Master Ball or the SIR for that one. That one was a little more pricey. And then Espeon's another one of my favorites. This one, I want to say, was pretty dang good. And I think it's one of the most beautiful cards. There's a little bit of silvering at the top. It's pretty close. Let's see if there's there's a swirl right there. And the light's hitting it weird. In person, it does not look... Okay, it looked like there was an indent from the lighting earlier, but no, there isn't. And I'm looking at it in person, there's not. There's a couple little tiny surface scratches and a little bit of whitening. So I'd probably say this is like a high LP, like a light blade. That one's a really, really hard one to find in good condition. The Espeon's near mint. This one is not near mint, not by any means. I got this at a card show. Again, the Aquapolis, Skyridge, if you know anything about Pokemon, you know these are near impossible to find. This one I got as a binder copy because I didn't want to spend $600 on a near mint. So yeah, it's not great. The front's a lot better. You got some little surface scratches on that, some whitening at the top, and then you've got this little dent on the side, or the crease. And the back's a little bit jacked up. So this one, I believe I paid, I want to say I paid $240 for it. So I probably won't make a profit on that card, even though it's incredibly rare. This one's very hard to find. And it's a cool binder card, but it's to the right seller or right buyer. You know, it's not a gradable. Maybe it is. Who knows? The market's going nuts, but it's not going to get a high grade. Not at all. It's probably like a 3. And don't hold me to all that. I'm not a big grader. I've never sent anything to get graded. I have traded off a few big ones. Like I traded off a Bubble Mew that I thought was a 10. Told somebody that they graded it and it was a 10. And then I've cracked a lot out of slabs. So I think I have an okay judgment on that, but somebody's probably going to know more than me, to be honest. Let's see. I don't think this one's worth a ton, but I mean, some of these older reverse holos are pretty cool. Let's see, the Espeon Prime. I wanted to see what this one was like because I don't remember. This was years ago that I got this and I never looked at it. Honestly, I think that one needs a cleaning. Yeah, that's like a low LP. That's probably more moderate, to be honest. Okay, let's see. The black and white. Obviously, like I said earlier, I want to make sure these are good copies of these. A lot of these I just picked up at card shows, looking around. Yeah, there's a little crease at the bottom, a little one. So that knocks it down. Is probably but I don't know. Some people are really strict about this. I'd probably put this at. This is a heavy play, in my opinion. Some people argue, say that's damaged, but I think it's so clean on the front as a binder card. You could argue either way, but I'm going to say that's a heavy play. So not the moneymaker I thought it was. These are really cool. This breakpoint's clean. This one's a near mint. And then these are all near mint, the Sun Moon, I know that. Let's see, we've got, that was a blister promo. This actually might be one of my favorite cards ever. This is definitely near mint. I know this was a huge card, very, very hard to pull with that whole scandal with the guy in Texas stealing from the Pokemon Center. Coming in and trying to sell $200,000 of cards or something ridiculous. This one is one of the few cards that I'm gonna toy with keeping. I bought this the day my daughter was born, so I probably will keep this one. But I mean, that's near mint if I end up getting rid of it with the others. Let's see, the Obsidian Flame stamp, obviously, and then yeah, nothing huge on that page. Try and go quick. This is the Burger King promo for Leafeon. That one I think is near mint. They're not much. I think they're like $10 to $15. This one had quite a few scratches on it, but the Undaunted's so hard to find. Yeah, it's the Breathe on 'em scratch card. Yeah, that's unfortunate. The back's not terrible. Not great either. I think that's like a moderately played. Which in all fairness is kind of hard to find. This is the... Gosh, I can't remember if this was the holo from the set, or... Yeah, I think it is. It's got the Cosmos foils on it, but yeah, this one's got a crease on the top, so it's probably moderately played. The rest of it's clean. So yeah, a lot of these I've seen like once at a card show, and there was no other copies that I've seen, so I just scoop them up to fill the binder. But these are all near mints. I know that, near mints. This one's definitely near mint. The newer stuff's a lot easier to find in good condition. Near mint, 100%. Let's see, a couple more of them. The Master Ball. Love these Galarian Galleries. They're all near mint. The stamp. I did not get any of the big Leafeons. So that's the end of this binder. This was like the last binder that I stuck in as like a filler to fill up the rest of them. And finally I've got this guy, which is a smaller binder. I started with the 3x3. And this, I think Jolteon's the closest I have to completion aside from Eevee, which there's a lot of Jolteon. There's a lot of good value in this. Just to throw it out there, I do have this. I was gonna crack it out, but now that I'm toying with selling this collection, I'll keep it. This is a 7, so a legendary collection. The slab's nice. There's not a bunch of scratches, and I've got the case on it. Well, not a case, but the wrap. So anyways, I have that. This guy is minty. It's in great shape. And a lot of that's from the sleeve, but let's see. A low near mint. Low near mint. Maybe, I mean, you could argue highlight played, but it's pretty good in comparison. You see a lot of these copies and they're way more damaged. Anyways, somebody's probably gonna correct me or crucify me in comments or whatever, but as someone going to shows and shopping around for these for a very long time, it's a good copy. First edition, yeah, that one's excellent. Mint condition. And then I don't think any of these are big, not worth too much. This page goes nuts. We'll start with this one. The Light Jolteon is crazy high price, which is kind of shocking to me. I didn't see it as much. I know it's got the Togepi, and the Neo sets are a lot more rare than people think. I think they are a bit slept on. But trying to find a good copy of some of those cards is really tough. That one's mint. This one, I do want to show this one just to show it off. I got this recently for a steal at a card show. This one's the Skyridge Holo, which is the lowest printed set of all time, I believe. I have never seen this card, and this one is, I mean, there's a print line, but this one is absolutely stunning condition for a Skyridge Holo. That's insane to find one like that. So anyways, that one is going to be a pricey one. I think I was seeing stuff graded for around what I think it would grade for around like 600, but I know that's not graded, so I think this was somewhere around like, I want to say 350. Don't quote me on that. I'll put all the prices out later. Really good condition. And the reverse holo for this, these get pricey. These get really pricey, and they're incredibly hard to find. Unseen Forces. This is a big one. These are all near mint. I never ended up finding the reverse holo in a good copy that I was happy with. I think this one's light played, but this is back to the EX. This is one of the, gosh, I think it's Tom Ruse. Anyways, it's one of the World Championship decks. I think there's 3 of them for that one. Here's a little bit more value. Obviously, this is a jump out. That's what it is. I cracked this from a slab, so in full transparency, this was a 7.5. It was in CGC. So I know sometimes they're not as strict on cards as PSA. I guess that's the argument. I believe that's, yeah, there's a little tiny bit of foil scratching when you really look at it. I don't want to take it out. I will for the right buyers, but I don't see an inner sleeve on it. There's very minimal, if anything. I know they're strict on these old cards. This one has jumped up like crazy. I believe a PSA 7 just sold a couple days ago on eBay for $1,500. So that's a big one. Hard to find. And that's probably the best one, to be honest, in my set. Yeah, the Call of Legends and Undaunted, the reverse holos are actually really good. They're clean on those. I know that because they're recent. You got the reverse plasma. Let's see what the black and white is. This could either be a lot of money in near mint or like a third of the price in the LP, I think. Yeah, I think that's more LP. Definitely, it's not near mint. This guy's a big one. That's near mint. This is the Costco tin exclusive. It's got both the foiling and the Cosmo foil. And then let's see, we've got the Play promo. These ones were quite pricey. I think it was like 60 bucks or something when I got it. These ones have jumped insanely. I think they're all sitting around 70 each. They're all near mint. Then I do have the SIR for Prismatic and the Master Ball and everything. I got a couple little throw-ins. This is a Koro magazine for Japan. It's an exclusive to Japan, and then somebody gave me in a trade this this dark. It's creased. It's not worth anything. 2 more left. We're almost there. Let me restart this so I have 2 video clips that are smaller. Okay, so Vaporeon starts here. This one's near mint, maybe high LP. Light Vaporeon's near mint, I believe. Let me double check though. This one I haven't seen in a long time, so I could be wrong. No, it's not. No, definitely not. It's got a couple creases in it, so yeah, no, that's not. Yeah, this one I got from a guy that found his old collection in his closet, so wanted to double check on that. Definitely not. I know this one's not near mint by any means, but I had got this at a card show. Again, this is another really hard one to find. You got a swirl right there. This whole era is incredibly difficult to find. It is not near mint, but it's not bad in all honesty. I've seen way worse. The back's got some whitening for sure. It's got some wear on it. I don't know, that's probably moderately played. Pop series, those are all in pretty good shape. Call of Legends. Let's check out the black-white promo again. Some of these are way better than others. Yeah, the scratches. They're like light surface scratches. Man, having a set of these in PSA 10 would be nuts. They're just so hard to find in really good condition. I think that one's like a low LP, like maybe LP. I don't know. Let's see. These are all good. I know those are great. These are all in great shape. This one, another one that jumped up to like 70 bucks. 70 bucks, something around there. I don't have the Master Ball. These ones were a spec that I sat on for a while. I had a big stack of these because they were selling for like $2-3 a piece for the Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon. And I ended up making a bit off of those actually. And then Vaporeon SIR. That one's mint, 100% mint. Finally, the last one. So Flareon. Let's see. I did just acquire this first edition. It's not perfect, but it's okay. This one's another guy that found his collection in his closet. That I'm trying to see. It looks, there's like shadowing right there, like it looks like a crease, especially in that light, but I'm not feeling any crease at all. Let me see if I can get it to... Yeah, I don't know what you'd call it. I think that's a small little bend thing. Might be able to get that out. Anyways, this one's really good. There's a little bit of whitening. So that's like maybe a low light played, maybe high moderate. But for a first edition, it's not bad. This one's near mint. We've got another big banger here. This one, I know this one's not near mint, but it's in better shape than the Espeon. I know that. It's pretty good. I mean, you have obviously the light surface scratches. You got some silvering at the top. Another swirl. So this is the problem. You go on eBay and people sell these at this angle, and then they don't take the picture at this angle. It shows some of the light scratching. But that's why I wanted to make a video, so it could be fair for everyone and everyone can see it. There is some whitening on the back. I know it's probably moderately played. But again, Skyridge, incredibly hard to find, incredibly rare. You don't see many of those. I've seen a couple, but in years of going to shows, this guy is minty. I'm not going to take him out because I know this one. But very, very good card. A couple of these reverse hollows go for a bit. This one probably like moderate. A couple of these. Let's see what this one was at. I never went hard for the black-white promo, so I probably should have. They were cheaper a little while back. This one's in great shape. A little bit of whitening. Yeah, I think that one's a solid LP. I think that's fair on that one. These have gone crazy. This one, I was talking with a vendor. They're getting a lot bigger on YouTube now. Is the No Relax shot. They showed me a slab they got from CGC as a gift for their wedding. It was quite cool. It's a tiny bit of whitening. I would say this one's near mint. This one's a low near mint for sure because of the whitening, but it's not much. That one's in great shape. And then this is another one that jumped up like crazy. I think I got this for 20 bucks. Just nobody was looking at the mid-era cards. It's in good shape. The light's hitting that one a little different. There's a tiny bit of whitening. I think this one's a low near mint. It's really good shape. Let's see. Yeah, a couple more of these random ones. This one's a cool one, and then you have the premium collection ones, which are all super expensive now. Crazy because I was telling everybody at $20, $30, they were complaining and saying it was a lot. I told them, no, buy every single one you can. If you can get them at 20 bucks, you're coming out on top. Let's see, I want to make sure. At one point I had a Japanese filler in here. Yeah, I took it out. It was the Master Ball. So I do have the Master Ball in Japanese, and then the stamp promo. I have a couple more back here, just randos. The Japanese Vaporeon. This was a PSA 9 Master Ball reverse from 151 for Japanese. And then, let's see, that's Korean. Got some other randos. All the Japanese for Prismatic on that rarity. And the Unigabas, those are all complete near mint. The Eevees in my Eevee collection, which, you know, I might be okay with selling the Japanese ones. I might. Yeah, I'll have to think about that one for a bit, but these are all just the reverse Pokeball hollows from Japan, and these are all mirror foils from China, and they're all near mint. So anyways, that is my collection. I never thought I'd even consider selling these, but we had a child recently, and we had a couple months of not working, and so I feel like it would be better to pay off the little bit that we accrued on our credit cards while we were on leave, and it's probably a better use of my money. A couple of those are going to be near impossible to replace, like the Aquapolis Umbreon, the Jolteon Gold Star, and the Jolteon Skyridge. Those ones are really, really hard to find. But you know, I'm willing to work with people. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll put a little like a summary of pricing in the comments so that people know where I'm at and what I'm looking for. I'll always get the people that'll lowball or say, oh yeah, no, that's damaged, that's not near mint, you know. I've been around this for a while. I know when people are really lowballing. Sometimes it'll be really close what we all value them at, and sometimes I'll be less than what people will think, but they're never going to tell me that. So anyways, don't try and go lowball. I mean, I don't have to get rid of this. I really don't. So I'm not in a rush. I'm not desperate for it by any means. So and honestly, I might just keep it. So we'll see. But I wanted to share it, especially if I do end up selling it. At least I can look back at this and go, oh, yeah, this was what I had in my collection. And yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching.